seen
are
you.
you?
Haven't seen you, Colleen, since the Danny Gallivan golf tournament in Halifax.
And I was a bad golfer.
Curling now enters the Sports Weekend spotlight.
Of course.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna jump in because the legend is here on his 90th birthday.
Yay! Oh my God, Dick Irvin! I love you. Here. How are you?
Haven't seen you, Colleen, since the Danny Gallivan golf tournament in Halifax.
And I was a bad golfer. I know. I was saying Danny Gallivan's the other legend with Dick Irvin. I still haven't improved my golf game, by the way, just in case you were wondering about that.
Well, mine's getting worse too, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever been on a curling show, I think. I'm from Regina, and I grew up with the Richardson brothers. And I'm biased, but I still think it's the greatest curling rink we ever had in Canada. So, yeah, I first time I curled, Colleen and Devin, I was at the Caledonia Curling Club in Regina. And it was billed as the world's largest curling rink. There were 23 sheets of ice at the time. I guess it's been surpassed by that. That was the first time I ever curled. And I ended up belonging to a club here in Montreal, the Thistle Curling Club, founded in 1904. And I enjoyed it. I really had a wonderful time curling. But then I started to work nights.
So you played the game with corn brooms.
Oh, yeah. Sure. And then I started to work nights, and I started to do things like an outfit called the Montreal Canadiens. And I couldn't even be on the spare list for the late draw. So I had to give it up.
Well, you know who else was a great curler and a great broadcaster is Bob Cole, another legend, by the way.
Yeah. No, he was a national caliber curler, definitely.
Well, happy birthday.
Well,
what are you thinking about for this year's Briar, by the way? Or are you paying any attention?
Well, not yet, not so far. I funny. I know I've lived in Montreal a long time, but I always look to see how Saskatchewan's doing.
Dick, you and I, of course, from the great province of Saskatchewan, and I don't disagree. The Richardson team, incredible. They really set the bar, didn't they, in the curling world?
Yeah, terrific. And I remember when they had, I think it was the silver broom they used to have, and they had it in Regina, and they had Ernie come out and throw the ceremonial first rock, and he drew it right to the button. It's amazing.
That Ernie Richardson, the classiest man alive. But can we get to your skincare techniques, because you look amazing? What is the secret? Look at you. You're 90. You're amazing. I mean, I want to be like you. So I want secrets. Go ahead.
Well, I'll send you an email.
Is it that long a list?
Yeah.
You walk every day?
No, not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. No.
Okay. But such a good, tell me your top 5 broadcasting memories.
Well, it's funny that I'm known for hockey and so on, but I always tell people that the greatest broadcasting job experience I ever had was the 1976 Winter Olympics in Innsbruck, Austria. That to me I was there for CTV, and that was just, I'll never forget that, how those games were so wonderful, the way they were run. And then, traveling with the Montreal Canadiens for 33 years is not a bad way to make a living. And they won, I don't know how many cups, 8 or 9 cups during that time. The team that had 4 in a row with Scotty Bowman as coach is my pick as the best hockey team ever. And the fact that I was able to do Canadian events like the Canadian Open Golf Tournament, the LPGA golf tournaments that began here in Canada, all of those things are very, very strong. The national stuff is, I don't know. I mean, I did local news here for 30 years, but the national things were just quite something to be there and seeing what was going on as our men, especially men and women, represented Canada. That was always something very special to me.
Incredible, Dick. What a surprise this is.
We're so thrilled. You can't go back to your party, because I've got to ask you this. What advice do you have for Devin and I? Because broadcasting's changed a lot, and yet it hasn't changed a lot. What was your core thing that you kept, strong for you when you showed up for work every day?
I just hoped that whatever it was I did entertained the viewers. That was they were first and foremost with me. Never mind how I felt, never mind the athletes, the viewers, whether I was doing the Stanley Cup Finals in Game 7 or doing the late news on a Friday night in Montreal. The thing that was uppermost in my mind was the viewers, and that they're the important people, and you've got to entertain them, inform them. They're the ones that you're there for, not for yourself, not for the athletes. You're there if you're on television. You're talking about being on TV. You're there for the viewers to bring everything home to them.
You know, Don Whitman, who I worked a lot with on curling, he used to tell the stories of when television was invented. And I used to have such a laugh about that because you're going, what? You had to do your own ads where you have to open a television. Okay. What's your first memory of being on television?
Doing a newscast at noontime on CTV Montreal, a stand-up newscast. My hands were fine. I had the script in my hand. They weren't shaking. My knees shook so badly, I thought I was going to fall over. I really did. My first 3-minute sportscast at noontime on a Wednesday afternoon in Montreal, I swore I was going to fall over. You don't think I wasn't frightened? It was awful.
Wow.
That's my first memory.
I love hearing stories. I love hearing stories about that. I love everything about your career. It's just been so amazing. You've been brilliant. You have entertained us. You're still entertaining us.
You still are, and we're going to let you go and enjoy your birthday, Dick. But you know, your voice, I could just close my eyes.
Yeah, we know. We knew.
We know, and your voice has been a soundtrack for so many incredible Canadian sporting moments, and to have you on your 90th birthday, this is really priceless. So thank you to you, and happy birthday, Dick.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, folks.
Invite me to another golf tournament. I'll come.
There you go.
Yeah. And you must be so proud of the work Rob, your son-in-law, is doing. So
my whole family's here tonight. My son, daughter, son-in-law, the 2 twins who are my grandsons. It's been a great evening, and this tops it off. It's great.
Happy 90th. 10 more years. We'll talk to you in 10 more years when you're 100. Okay? I love centenarians. I'm in love with them.
We have a date, Colleen. No problem.
Okay. I got a date.
Thank you, Dick. Wonderful to see you.
Dick Irvin. Nice to see you. The Danny Gallivan golf. I mean, Danny. I know he's a legend. Danny Gallivan, a legend. Bob Cole, another legend. And that he also thinks Ernie Richardson's still the king. I like that too.